everyone, and welcome to League Review. I'm your host, William, and today we're doing the LMS. And I think I know the last few podcasts I've been saying, oh, it's going to be a short podcast, it's going to be a short podcast. And it's been like 50 minutes or so, or over an hour. This one will definitely be short because we're just doing playoff predictions for the entire playoffs. Let me see, this is... not for the finals. We'll be back the 28th to talk finals. But we'll be doing basically just two predictions. We'll talk about how the season ended, and that was like this. Or let's actually pull this up because I don't have the standings on there. But yeah, let's just get right into the podcast right away because this one will only be like 15 minutes or so. So if you're watching live, you got to get here quick. Or else we're going to be done before you get here. J-Team, congratulations, being the only team out of all 13 regions to go 12 or to have a perfect season. They've lost 7 regular games, but I'm still counting it as they've won all their series, and no team even did that in a sense. So congratulations to J-Team. I know it's in the LMS. I know it's not the strongest region, but hey, it's still, everyone has their off days, and they basically didn't this year. They had 7. They went into a lot of tough series if you think about it, because 7 of their 12 series went to the third game, so they had more best of 3 or game 3s than just 2-0 sweeps. But hey, they won them all, and that's what's important. So they are definitely coming into the playoffs as a super heavy favorite. Second place, hell, second place was only like 2 games above 500, honestly. So the rest of the league really rough this spring split, with the playoffs being the 3 teams that just finished above 500 or at 500 exactly. If you combine second, third, and fourth, all total, 2 games above 500, and that's just AHQ because Hong Kong Attitude and Mad Team finished tied for third and fourth at 6 and 6 each. And then G-Rex missed the playoffs, so they went 5 and 7. Flash Wolves 4 and 8, and Alpha 2 and 10. And now, actually, once we get into, well, let's talk about playoffs, championship points as well. So every team is going to make the championship points except for Alpha Esports and Dragon Gate. So that's unfortunate. Dragon Gate is not a team anymore. Makes sense. Illegal throwing games, so totally makes sense why they wouldn't get points. And Alpha as well also finished with 0 points total. The funny thing is, if Mad Team gets eliminated oh no, never mind, because Mad Team would win off tiebreaker. But Mad Team and no. Okay, never mind. Because Flash Wolves, actually, how did Flash Wolves get 20 points? I don't feel like they should have got 20 points, considering they didn't even make playoffs. But I guess that's just how they do it in the LMS. Anyway, we'll discuss that on a later podcast when we do the gauntlets for everywhere. But let's talk about the matchups. First matchup is Hong Kong. Oh, so before we do that, Flash Wolves still have a shot. Oh man. It'd be really unfortunate for them to not make Worlds for the first time ever, but with the way they played this all summer split, it's very, very possible. And they probably won't be in the first game unless Hong Kong Attitude wins out like the whole thing pretty much, but unless their point no, okay, they're like highlighted because they can still change around, it looks like. Yeah, Idol just said LMS is no good unless Flash Wolves wins it all. Ugh. I don't even know. I still want, honestly, probably Flash Wolves to make it because, the difference between Flash Wolves and Mad Team in Hong Kong are so small. I think J-Team absolutely deserves to make it. I think they are by far the best team coming out of LMS, so I really want them to win or at least make it off championship points, which I think they will. Or AHQ, they're actually pretty okay as well. But I can replace any team outside of J-Team. I just want J-Team in there, and that's really it. I wish China could take these spots and give them for themselves, because I think China deserves 4 to 5 spots. But playoffs. I'm getting distracted again because Idol's here. Idol, my 75% is over. It's over. Lost both games. I knew Sunning was going to lose to EDG. I knew it. If you go back and watch that podcast, I was not confident at all. I was really hesitant to pick Sunning there. But I did not expect RNG to beat Billy. But 75% dream is over, but we can still get really high. We can still get really, really high. Not your 67% or whatever you say. Anyway, LMS. LMS. 55% win rate over the entire season, by the way. Not a good year for me. And that's mostly because Flash Wolf sucked so long and it took me for so long to not pick them. No, Idol. We're not getting 67%. I think I need like literally like one more win on the entire year to not get 67. But round one of the LMS playoffs is going to be HKA versus Mad. HKA and Mad pretty much tied the entire season, or at least for let's see, HKA moved up to, or they were third and they were tied right there. HKA had a half game lead, then HKA had a 1 game lead, then a half game lead. Then they were tied. So they never moved. Mad never took them over, but the most they were at was there was 1 week where they were 1 game ahead of them, and that was in week 3. And outside of that, they were only tied or half game. So these two teams pretty much dead even all year. And how did they play against each other? Let's figure this out. Let's see. Mad against HKA is 1-1. Imagine that. Tied basically in the standings, tied in the series. So this is what you would literally call a complete coin toss. So let's see. They got Mission. I like Mission. They got Uniboy over here. Who... it's such a 50-50. I'm going to go Team Mad, or Mad Team. I think that Mad is going to be slightly better just because I trust Uniboy, Breeze, okay, they've all been here before. HKA, their players haven't necessarily, I don't know necessarily if their players have been there, but HKA hasn't been to Worlds in a year or two. 2 years, maybe more. I always get it. That was back when I remember it was either HKA or HHQ when I very first started watching League, like 3 worlds ago, is when I was first starting to watch. So I don't remember exactly which one of those two was, but I'm expecting Mad. Mad just literally went to Worlds last year. They didn't win a game, but they have that experience. They have the playoff experience. They were the LMS champs, or the second seed coming out of LMS last split. So I think that Mad should be able to get done. And at 2-1, depending, is it best of 3? Best of 5. 3-2. 3-2, alright. You're saying Flash Wolves to win it all, Idol? I'm assuming you mean Gauntlet? Because they didn't make playoffs. Unless you're saying you think Flash Wolves is going to win it all as in win Worlds as well, then you're a little crazy. But let's pull this up for a 3-2. Let's go. Mad 3-2 over HKA. Oh, you just said yep. So I don't know if you meant by Gauntlet or Worlds in that scenario. It's one of those Reddit things where you just say yes. Hell no, the world. Okay, you're saying Gauntlet. Got it. I'm like, Flash Wolves ain't winning a game at Worlds. No, they actually might win a few against the minor regions. Because if they go through Gauntlet, they'll actually have to play through the minor region for the first time ever. But so they might win some there. Maybe that'll help them actually get their shit together. Like they have this huge cushion that we are giving them because they won the LMS for 7 years in a row. They won literally 4 games this split. 2 of them against Alpha Esports. So the rest of the league, they are 2-8 against a very, very, very crippled LMS. LMS is worse than multiple wildcard regions. I think Turkey's better. I honestly think Brazil is better and I know Brazil doesn't show up to shit at Worlds, but I think Brazil's better. I think Turkey, LLA, I can't say Japan yet. There's teams better in Japan than most of the LMS teams, like Crest and Detonation Focus Me. But yeah, there's Vietnam is way better than LMS, I say. But so LMS is gonna get dropped. Should be dropped. There should be no reason that they should have 3 seeds anymore after this Worlds. I think they'll lose their spot for sure. Anyway. On a positive note, the playoffs would be HQ versus Mad in the next one, and I actually think Mad is going to go to the finals. I don't trust Apex enough in the mid lane to take down Uniboy. I really don't, and I think that how's Apex this year? But he's had a decent year, I think. But let's see, Alex. I thought that said like Apex right there, and I'm like, oh god, he's had the most MVPs. I know Alex has popped off, and obviously a bunch of. Let's see, let's click Apex. Yeah, he said 3. He said just as many as Uniboy, but I like Uniboy a lot, and Matt, I think he's one of the few players that could work in a different region. I think that through the mid lane, there obviously Matt's going to lose to the jungle. Kong Yu is not going to be able to handle Alex whatsoever. Alex is the best player on HQ, but I think that through the bot lane and through the mid lane, Mad should be able to handle enough of HQ. How many does Ziv have? Ziv doesn't have any, does he? No, he does not. Maybe they can win through the top lane as well. I like to look at these. And then Kong Yu, yeah, I think Kong Yu is going to get wrecked. So that is worrisome for me. I think it's going to be another 3-2, just because I think Alex could take over a game completely, and especially against Kong Yu, and I think that's a big advantage for HKA. I just think Mad has, I think Mad has. I said HKA. I meant AHQ, but I think that Mad has all the lanes kind of in their advantage. I just don't think they have the jungle, and the jungle is a very big difference. So it's going to basically depend on, do the lanes get crushed enough where the jungler becomes useless on HQ, or does the jungler impact the lanes enough for HQ to negate that advantage that Matt has? So that's what it's really going to come down to in these games. Again, it's going to be another toss-up. And that's, like I said, this is going to be a short podcast because we're not going to predict the finals yet, because finals aren't till 31st. But damn, that is only 12 minutes. Do we have anything else to BS Idol before we close it up for very quick ones this year? We'll say Gauntlet again. We'll go back to the Gauntlet super quick, just because I'm morbidly curious. In my predictions, J Team moves on. Mad also would move on by championship points, so those two would. Can you talk about? You didn't finish the sentence, Idol. But so we're just doing hypotheticals here until you finish that sentence. J Team is going to go to Worlds, most likely, for sure. Even off of points, I think they go to Worlds. But so they'll get first or second. Mad, in my predictions, if they go the way I think they will get second place, and then the Gauntlet will be between HKA, Flash Wolves, Hong Kong Attitude, and G-Rex. So G-Rex would verse Hong Kong Attitude. I think Hong Kong Attitude would take that one. Maybe with PK and G-Rex, but I don't think so. And then I think Flash Wolves will beat Hong Kong Attitude, and then Flash Wolves will upset AHQ, and AHQ is going to lose. And unfortunately for Alex, who has had a phenomenal year, will not be going to Worlds. There you go, Idol. How do you feel about Echo Fox losing their spot in the LCS and Rick Fox being forced to resign? Not LMS related at all, but I like it. It's a very controversial topic right now. I personally hate it. I don't like Echo Fox as an organization. I think what they did even last year with Phoenix, I've never liked them since what they did there. Loved Rick Fox though as a league personality, and just I think he's promoted the game like exceptionally well. I don't think we get Clutch Gaming, which we've lost now, or Golden Guardians or 100 Thieves without Rick Fox. If you notice, those are all 100 Thieves are invested through the Cleveland Cavaliers. Golden Guardians is invested through the Golden State Warriors. Clutch through the Houston Rockets, which now is Dignitas, but Clutch is still partnered there as well. But I don't think we get any of that. And if you notice, there's a lot of other basketball. I believe Garnett and like Durant and Curry's in TSM. I don't think any of that happens without Rick Fox, for the most part. Some of it would, obviously, but if you notice how big of an impact the NBA, or like how insane NBA players, like the percentage of NBA players and owners that own league teams or just esports teams in general, compared to just normal people, normal investors, and just even other sports or celebrities, it's on the back of Rick Fox, in my opinion. And I'm very, very upset that he loses his spot in the LCS for pretty much standing up to racism and just an asshole of an investor. And it's just the system that we're in, where if you're rich enough and you have enough money, you can do whatever you want. And I really, really hate that. Like, really, really, really hate it. And yeah, the guy basically held Echo Fox hostage. The investors on the board also probably, in my opinion, didn't try hard enough to get rid of him because all they care about is the money. And I think that they don't mind because once they sell Echo Fox, they're going to get a lump sum of money and they can invest somewhere else. So I hate it. It's a long explanation to say that I absolutely hate it. Not a big fan of the organization. Like I said, I don't think they have strong players. I never picked them in my predictions, and I didn't like what they did with Felix. But I hate that Rick Fox is out of the scene, if that makes sense. Do you think all regions should have 16 teams? Absolutely not. For Idol, I would die from the amount of league that I would have to watch for one. Selfish reason out of the way first. You just added like 100 extra games to my weekly league watching. That's already at like 100 some games. So I'm at this point I have to watch highlights because I can't watch my work anymore. So I'm down the highlights. But second, not selfish reason is that there's not enough talent in majority of the regions. All of the wildcard regions, for one, not enough talent as there is. Like, they have good team, but there's a lot of really bad teams in those regions. Like, if Russia added another 8 teams to the roster, no way. You'd be filling the teams with like barely challenger players, if that. You might have some diamond players or master players in there. For even bigger regions, I don't think can cover that. Korea probably could. Korea absolutely could. And for as much as I don't consider the LCK it's very fun to watch, and I don't consider them the powerhouse that they used to be at all, like even remotely close. I think honestly even the top teams with the LEC are better than the top teams of Korea in my opinion with G2. But we'll say with just for G2 for now. But Korea they have just so many players they can go through. NA, no. We can barely field 10 competitive teams in NA. Like, and most of that is also from imports and stuff. So, like, realistically, we don't have the NA field to do it. But I think Korea and Europe probably could as well. So Europe, Korea, and then China is 16 teams as it is right now. So I think only Europe and China, because Europe does have a plentiful amount of homegrown talent as well. So that's what I'd say. I'd say those 3 regions, probably obviously the best 3 regions as well. They can do it, but the rest, no, not even close. Hell, LMS can't even get 7 teams because they can't even get 8 teams, I should say, because their other team that was supposed to join the league couldn't file a paperwork on time. And the team that they were filling for was cheating. So expect LMS to be gone like in 2 years, in my opinion. But yeah, that honestly, you could make a possible argument. Like, I wouldn't make the argument, but I wouldn't throw the argument away or scoff at it for VCS. Vietnam has a huge player base, so there's a possibility there as well. But I wouldn't make that argument at the moment. But they are a rapidly growing player base. But there we go. I think we burned enough time there. I think that was good. That we made it to a 20-minute podcast instead of a 12-minute podcast. That looks much better. Thank you for the questions. I actually really enjoyed those type of questions, and we don't get to answer a lot of those on the podcast usually. But yeah, that will be the podcast for today. We will be doing the LEC tomorrow, and then I won't be doing any podcasts until the 26th. And I might die that day just because I'll literally am going on vacation from the 16th to the 25th. Basically, friends spending the night at my house here, going up north and like upper Michigan, like just enjoying time away to here. Get back home, going to Detroit for the LCS finals. Gonna be having lots of fun there. Probably be staying up way too late got some VIP tickets, hoping maybe look at some after parties or something like that. I doubt it. I don't have the charisma to get into that shit. But if we stumble upon it, I'll absolutely take any opportunity I can. But yeah, so if there isn't a podcast at 26, just know I'm pretty much dead, like physically and mentally. I'm in my bed and just sound asleep. But I'll try my best to get that podcast to talk about the finals because we'll have some live experience to talk about there as well. But anyway, thank you guys for coming to watch. See you tomorrow, and then after that, we won't see you until at least 26. Good night.